Health Service. And Jack Lynch would never have turned his back on Shannon. We have become a country on autopilot, with no clear idea as to where we are going, drifting around in the present, with little sense of the future, led by a government which is out of touch, overpaid, and cares only for their own survival. Ireland needs a new purpose. We need to get a sense of national direction and aspiration, a common cause to inspire the allegiance and the imagination of the new Ireland. We need a vision for our country and its place in the new expanded Europe and increasingly globalized world over the next 2 or even 3 decades. Building on the new republic, moving Ireland onto the next stage of our progress, the next phase of our country's history, a new purpose for a new Ireland. Imagine an Ireland 20 years from now with 1 million more people on an island where sectarian conflict is a distant memory from history. A country in which communities are integrated with people from many different nationalities and traditions. Imagine us leading the new world economy, still attracting the best companies in the world, but also having strong indigenous companies doing the investing abroad. Can we see China not as a threat to our jobs at home, but as our biggest export market for food and agricultural products and specialist services? Think of Ireland no longer depending on oil, but leading the world with alternative energy harnessed from the wind and the waves in that 9/10 of our country, which is the sea around us. Imagine visiting delegations, coming here to see the best hospitals in the world and to examine the most modern schools. Imagine an Ireland that has a place in a school for every child and no room for poverty. An Ireland of living cities that work and move and a thriving rural economy providing decent living for farming families. Saulig ar corn daunda in ammoniocht, an cliffe is jaslovig sadawan, clachtathe ag nahirini nua agus tucha rash don na tíre dúhis sa Fallin, Latvia agus in Niger. Swinig ar an am Sminig ar an am am a gaige le clostán, chominnig sa carig dove agus atá sa ceararua. Éire, ina mai or nairacht náisiúnta níos láidre I dír atá oscailte don na cultúr nua. That is what Labour is for today, and this is Labour's mission, to make Ireland a great country, not free merely, but fair as well, not just prosperous, but progressive too, a country which is proud to be Irish and self-confident enough to be inclusive. Our new purpose defines and describes Labour's agenda, not just between here and the next election, but for 2 or 3 elections from now. It is about the Ireland of 2020 and beyond. We cannot stand still. We live in a world where the only certainty is change. We either chart our own course or we drift aimlessly with the tide. If Labour has vision, we will know our destination, and Labour's values will be the markers by which we steer our way. Our new purpose is to make Ireland a leader in the new economy. The Celtic Tiger doesn't have to end in tears. It can be even better than it is if we plan for the future. That future lies in Irish firms being able to appropriate ideas, commercialise them, and turn them into world-leading products. But the young researcher tonight, with a new idea, needs more than just encouragement to turn innovation to commerce. She needs startup capital. So we need to shift in policy and in culture away from providing tax incentives for low-risk speculation in property towards the higher-risk investment in startups that will create jobs in the decades to come. Our purpose is to build the new economy and to be a voice for enterprise, business, and aspiration. That means investing more in education, research, and innovation. We need to take Irish education to new heights. 35 years ago, I was the first ever in my family to go to university. Back then, going to college was a unique privilege. Now, it is a necessity because it is education that drives a knowledge economy, and it is education that makes us free to live full lives in the new society. We cannot afford to have 165,000 under 35s in our workforce without a leaving certificate, or to have 1 in 3 children in some schools with a serious reading difficulty, or to have only 6,700 Leaving Cert students with an honour in maths from which to draw all the scientists, engineers and accountants of the future. Labour is the party of universal free education, starting at preschool. But universal education should not stop at 16 or at Leaving Cert, but should go on through higher and further education and continue through life as we all equip ourselves to cope and work in a rapidly changing world. Our purpose is universal third-level education, because if we are to succeed, in the new economy and to enable all our people to reach their full potential, then we must truly become a land of scholars. To do otherwise is to waste our greatest asset, the genius of our people. Our purpose is to end poverty. Nowhere is the great potential of the person more wasted than among those who are confined by poverty. Poverty is a thief. It steals childhood, it steals the light of learning, robs the warmth of belonging, plunders the innocence of being young. In Ireland today, 1 in every 9 children live in poverty. Despite the country's economic success, poverty remains mainly an inherited condition, lingering on from one generation to the next. A country which sets its sights high has no place for poverty or the cycle that perpetuates it. But we will not abolish poverty just with more welfare payments and more welfare officers. We will end poverty when we extend the ladder of opportunity to every child in this state and to their families. The key to ending poverty is access to universal public services and the opportunity to succeed, making sure that everyone can get a good education, can live in a decent home, and can work their way to a better life. So we must have more preschool education for every child and be sure that every child is numerate and can read. We must support families who are trying to restore order to their lives. Our welfare system needs to be reinvented so that it no longer keeps people trapped in poverty, but acts as a springboard of opportunity. Future prosperity for all will be built on an enterprising, creative economy, but it cannot be built on a narrow free market ideology. There will be no new economy without individual flair, but neither will we prosper without collective effort. We must reward innovation, but we will not. Indeed, we cannot build the new economy on poverty or gross inequality. And the grossest form of inequality in today's Ireland is to be found in our hospitals and healthcare system. When somebody gets sick, they should be treated for their illness and not according to their means. Healthcare